Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another indie game review by the Swedish Wargoat in exile in Norway as always. Death and Taxes is a narrative-driven game developed by an Estonian fellow named Linni Kunap and published on February 20th, 2020 on Steam, available for Windows, Mac and later ported to the Nintendo Switch. In Death and Taxes, you play as a newly spawned Grim Reaper in an office job. You decide which people live or die by marking their profiles, and the choices you make will affect the world around you. The gameplay is very easy to get the hang of. You control Death, either in an elevator going up and down between his office floor, the basement where there's a weird and talkative pirate selling his loot, and the head office boss, Fate. At the office of the Grim Reaper, you will have your desk in a machine that prints out profiles of those that must be doomed to death or kept alive. Each new day, the management gives death quotas that must be fulfilled, such as making a certain number of people die each day, and for example, that all people with an engineering background has to die. Each human the player decides the fate of is given a short description about who they are, and based on this, certain people living or dying can affect the world in various ways, so the final outcome of the game depends on your decisions. As the player, you can choose to follow the quotas or not. Follow the quota and be paid in in-game currency. Deviate from the plan and you'll get a reprimand from your manager Fate and no pay for that day. Messing up too many times might lead to Death getting fired. With the money earned, players can customize their workspace and its appearance. The money has no real value in-game, as the pirate shopkeeper and his loot mostly contains of aesthetic stuff and nothing that's really useful. Death and Taxes takes place across the total of 28 days, which takes about 3 hours or so to complete. There is room for replayability, as once you complete the game you will unlock New Game Plus, which has ties to your first playthrough. So I played it through twice, even though I got kinda bored during that last half part of the first run. The second run had me bored more or less all the way through, sadly enough. I do enjoy the concept of being Death and dooming people to eternal hellfire, but that's not really what you get in Death and Taxes. For me, this is a game that would do best as a mobile game, coming nowhere near the stationary platforms. I really wanted to like the game, but it's just not any fun to play. The best qualities in Death and Taxes is the okay voice acting and the jazzy background music. The price is 11.99 euros, which is about the same amount in US oil dollars. And for that, you'll get a boring Papers, Please copy with a couple of hours of not so fun playing time. Score 4 out of 10.